Yo yo yo, how it go? It's Nasuko bringing you an ACR gameplay on Village. It is not really all that great. I did get on a specialist bonus, like on a 12 kill streak or something, I'm not sure. And I ended up going like 30 and 16, and this sniper who I was facing with last game, who almost won last time, almost wins this game. And he won for the majority of the match, but then I finally got a comeback. Anyways, this is in no way about the gameplay. This is actually a really serious topic, and if you can't take it seriously, then I want you to go ahead and leave this video. If you can't take something serious, then I don't need you here for this video. But basically, this isn't the point. This point of the story is not for me to get some pity. It's not why I'm posting it on there, though you may comment towards that way, and if you want to pity me, you can. This is not the point of the video. And also, this story takes place around 4 years ago, over a 2-year span period maybe. So again, it was 4 years ago. It's way in the past. I don't regret what I've gone through during then at all, but I mean it wasn't a fun time at all. And I mean, like I said, I don't really regret what happened during that time. In fact, I'm kind of glad in the way that it happened, because I learned so much from this, and it's changed who I am in a completely different way. I would not be who I am today. I probably wouldn't even be making YouTube videos. I probably wouldn't even be decent at Call of Duty. I'm not saying I'm a beast player, but I probably wouldn't even be decent at Call of Duty if I did not go through this. So my life would still be bland and boring if I did not go through this, and I have become a very wise man, in my opinion, because of this experience. And this doesn't make me sound so wise, but I find myself to be one of the most wise people I know in real life that's alive right now. But that's your opinion, and I have my opinion, and that makes me sound a little cocky, but that's just what I think. Anyways, I want to get off with the story. So I would say about 5th grade is when it all, that's the very beginning of the story. This time, nothing was bad during then. In fact, 5th grade was the best year of my life during then. My 9th grade year, I just finished 10th grade right now. My 9th grade year is probably just as good as 5th grade. But my 5th grade year, during that time, was the best year of my life. I had so many friends. It was really easygoing. A nice, simple life. And I had somebody I actually loved during then. They're like, oh, you can't love during 5th grade. You're too young to understand love. And maybe that's true, but I don't think if I didn't understand love during 5th grade that I wouldn't waste my time for like 2 years maybe of somebody I couldn't even talk to or see, because after 5th grade I didn't even see her again. And after 5th grade, that might have been one of the contributing factors that led to my actions, which led to me wanting to commit suicide. But anyways, 5th grade year ended. I was looking forward to going to middle school. It wasn't completely different. Then later on in the 6th grade year, I started slacking off and my grades started dropping. I struggled to pass. I don't think I ever failed a class except for some ridiculous health class in 7th grade. But anyways, in 6th grade, it wasn't as bad as my 7th grade year. The 7th grade year was and is the worst year of my life. In 6th and 7th grade, basically, my school, my whole mind just was full of, I don't want to do schoolwork, I want to do this. And I was just always stressed out, and I feel like I had braces during then, so I feel like that and just the loss of the person that I loved kind of contributed the factor of getting that aggro, I don't know how to explain it, just that feeling of not wanting to do anything with my life. So I just wasted my time and I slacked, and the result to that was my parents grounding me for about half of the 6th grade. I could not play Xbox, I could not watch TV, I could not get on the computer, and I believe part of the time I was not allowed to go outside and play with my friends, even if I did finish my homework. So I was stuck with either reading a book, doing my homework, which I still never did my homework. Well, sometimes I did, but there's that. Or I could just cry under a bed all day, and that's half the time of what I did. I just complained about my life, and I felt like I couldn't do anything about it, and that I was trying my best, but really I wasn't doing jack shit during then. So, 6th grade ended, 7th grade year starts. I don't think I was grounded during 6th grade summer vacation, but then it came back into effect during 7th grade. And 7th grade was when everything was just downhill. I hated my life. I wasn't social. I never talked during then, really. I had my circle of friends, however, I had no real true friends during my 7th grade year. I just hung out with the cool skater kids, because I went to go skateboarding every now and then. So I kind of fit in with them, but those guys, like, I wasn't able to do anything, so I had nothing to talk about, and those guys were just not the best people to hang out with. They didn't really influence me in any bad way that I know of, but they just weren't the best people to hang out with either way. They didn't really care about me in a deep level to where they would support me if I have a hard time, although I wouldn't even share my hard times because I didn't feel like they were good enough friends. So that just kind of made me feel really lonely during then, and especially during my 7th grade year, I couldn't even have a normal conversation with my parents. I would go to try to talk to my mom and be like, hey, what's up? And she'd like, did you do your homework? Are you doing better with your classes? My dad would do the exact same thing. It just felt, I thought they hated me. I thought all they wanted me to do was just, all they cared about was my education. Not that they shouldn't care about my education, but I guess during then I felt like they wanted to make my life miserable. And later on, I figured out I was completely wrong. But, it's just, I didn't have any true friends during then. I felt like my parents, my entire family, I felt like they all hated me. So I didn't have any friends, my parents hated me, and just that feeling of loneliness just makes you not want to deal with life. It makes you just want to end it. And that's what I thought about several times. I would just be crying on my bed one day after school, and I have a katana that I got for Christmas one year, and I could either shoot myself with that, or I have a rifle in my closet that I could shoot myself with a katana. I could stab myself with a katana. That would be a painful way, but I could stab myself with a katana, or I have a rifle in my closet that I could shoot myself in the head with. And either way, I still didn't feel like doing that because I felt like that after I died, people would be like, oh crap, we should have treated him better, and they just start making their lives miserable. And I don't like making people's lives miserable. So that's one thing that kept me from committing suicide, and the fact that, like, what if I mess up on committing suicide? What if I don't want to have a painful death? That's one thing that I really, really feared during then. And I believe this gameplay's ended, but I'm just going to keep going on. I'll see what I can do to fill you up for video entertainment. But back on topic, I was about to commit suicide. I never attempted to it, but I had my katana, and then I kind of poked my stomach with it a little bit. And I thought about it for a second, and then I would just put it back in its sheath, and then I just put it up and then start crying on my bed again. And I communicated with my parents a tad bit, but they just said they don't care, they just want me to get better at school. I mean, I'm misleading this. That's not exactly how they put it. Like, I don't care if you want to commit suicide, do good in school. I didn't tell them I wanted to commit suicide during then, because I felt like they would just give me a hard time. But I believe like late in 7th grade year, or even 7th grade summer vacation. 7th grade summer vacation, by the way, I wasn't grounded during then, and I vowed to change during then, and I ended up changing in my 8th grade year, and everything was better. I did good at school and everything. It was a nice and easy recovery. But during those 6th and 7th grade years, I believed, and I still do believe, that my parents unnecessarily grounded me, and they grounded me for an entire fucking year. 7th grade, the entire fucking year. And I didn't raise my grades. I figured that I just didn't want to do anything because I felt like I had no freedom. So it was my way of protesting by not doing my work, hoping that I would get my stuff back, which obviously I didn't. But that didn't work out, and they couldn't understand that, so I was still being grounded, and it just frustrated me more and more. And like I said, I would go cry on my pillow. I would touch my katana with my stomach. I would think about it and then just put it down and start crying again. Well, later on, like I said before, I think 7th grade summer vacation or late 7th grade, I found this like pocket diary, pocket booklet, whatever, and I found out it was from my mom who wrote it, and it was just laying on the fireplace living room, or the fireplace in my living room, and I opened it up to a certain page, and it was about me. And basically it was my mom just saying how she is basically just about to give up. She doesn't know what to do. She believes she's tried everything to try to make me happy, to try to make me do better at school, and it didn't work out. And all this time I thought I was just trying to give them a hard time so I could just get my rights back. But instead, they were just trying to help me, and I was making it difficult for them, and I just made my mom feel like she was miserable for about a year and a half and wasn't a good parent. But I mean, that's changed now. Again, that's 4 years in the past. I believe they're wonderful parents. I'm sure they know that I think the same way. And I believe that they did the right thing in the end, but there were wrong aspects to what they did. But I felt guilty for just making her life feel miserable just by trying to get my rights back. And that may have been one of the main things that made me want to change and just get on with my life, because like I said, I hate making lives miserable, and I made her life miserable, and I'm sure I made my dad's life miserable too. I just gave him a hard time unnecessarily when I could have just done better in school and everything would have been solved. But I didn't, and luckily I never committed suicide. I am by far glad. I am living a wonderful life right now. There are those small everyday difficulties that I face, but there is in no way that I want to commit suicide anymore. I love my life right now. I know I'm gonna go through difficult times again, but I know that it'll end one day as long as I act for it. If I protest against it, I know I can make it, and I know you can too if you're going through a hard time like this. And if you haven't noticed yet, I forgot to tell you, the main intent of this video is for if you're having a hard time with life right now, then this is supposed to be a memo that even if you may appear alone, you are not alone, because even if you are alone, and literally everybody at your school hates you, they don't talk to you, they call you a faggot, and your parents do drugs, and they hit you at night or whatever. I mean, in that case, I will be with you. I would support you every way through. I would take on that burden, and I would try to make your life easier, because like I said in the recent video, the main reason for me to even do YouTube is to make people's lives easier. It's not I just want to make people's lives easier. I want to make a difference in the world. I don't want to be some crusader or whatever, somebody trying to create world peace or end world hunger. I just want to make people's everyday lives easier, and I want to lower the suicide rate, because there's no need for suicide. It will always get better if you believe it will get better, and you have to believe it'll get better, and you have to do everything you can for it to get better, and find people that can support you. So that's pretty much all I have in the story. When I actually get a large crowd, I'll probably end up doing this kind of commentary again on the same topic, and hopefully it'll turn out a little bit better than this did. I still think this turned out pretty well. So if you enjoyed this video, I guess, or if you found it touching in any way, then just leave a like, I guess. I don't know. I made myself feel all depressed. But basically, if you want to hear anything else, if you're having a hard time in life, let me know. Leave a comment or send me a PM, and I'll help you through whatever difficulty, whether it's you're having trouble opening a peanut butter jar or whatever, or if you want to commit suicide. If it's anything, at least right now, I will do anything I can to make your life easier. So, I hope this changed you guys' opinion on life in any way. I hope it did. I hope this wasn't a failed commentary. Like I said, I'll do this again once I have a larger crowd, and hopefully I can interpret this better and make it a little bit more inspiring. But anyways, this has been a long commentary, and if this is Nasuko, signing out.